Hey, this is Timotheus Foe with Friends vs. Foes podcast. I'm sitting here with Carolina Panther Mike Tolbert and his trainer Dale Sullivan of the House of Boxing and CrossBox. We're here today. Just wanted to just catch up with you and see what you got going on in the off season.
All right.
So, you want to intro yourself? Just give a little bit of about you, what you've done in your career.
Okay. Mike Tolbert, right now currently playing for the Carolina Panthers. Started at Coastal Carolina University in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Was picked up by the Chargers in 2008. Signed a long-term deal with the Carolina Panthers in 2012. Pro Bowl, All-Pro. You know,
Pro Bowl, All-Pro.
A little bit, yeah.
So I made contact with you through Dale, being here at the House of Boxing in San Diego, and you hold residency here in San Diego on the off season.
Yeah.
And came across, made contact with you through Dale and Carlos here at the House of Boxing, and was pretty intrigued by your off season regimen as far as training goes. Dale, why don't you introduce yourself as well?
Dale Sullivan. I'm a boxing strength conditioning coach here at the House of Boxing. And I've known Mike for about almost 6 years now. We hooked up while he was still a Charger. And he was introduced to myself through another former Charger player, Paul Oliver. And took one day, and after that, he was hooked. It's been an off-season marriage, so to speak, ever since.
Yeah. So, what is your regiment like when it comes to training with Dale? Like,
it's levels, you know. So we build to peak out right before the season, and it's kind of like preparing for a fight. But my fight is 6 months long. You know, we build to peak out right before the season and make it through the season, and then right after the season we'll start off light and continue to pick up. You know. It's a lot of boxing, a lot of footwork, a lot of hand-eye coordination, a lot of cardio, a lot of running. But it's the best workout I've ever had in my life, and I've stuck with it. 6 years now? So,
6 years?
Yeah.
So after that first year, what did you see as far as benefits from working with Dale?
Well, my first year, I can remember we played on a Monday night or Sunday night in Jacksonville. And this was my first time, you know, having to carry the load because Darren Sproles was out. He was hurt. Ryan Matthews was hurt. And it was one of those things where I needed to rely on something. And my cardio that we worked on all off season, my way to breathe, you know, the way to find that extra win, that third win and that fourth win instead of that second win. You know, that really kicked in that night when I scored a touchdown, ran down on kickoff. You know, the defense got an interception. I scored another touchdown, ran down on kickoff, and then defense recovered a fumble all within like 2 minutes.
Oh, wow. So
I was burnt and I was gassed, but knowing how to breathe and knowing the right techniques and knowing that just having the confidence in my training that I was prepared for it really benefited. And ever since that day, I've never looked back.
So you basically trained him for 12 rounds?
Pretty much. It's like that, you know. I created a system built around actually Mike Tolbert, called CrossBox, and he was kind of like the first year was, I don't want to say guinea pig for it, but it was. I understood what he did. Never taught football at any level other than played it in high school, Pop Warner and stuff like that. So I understand the game, but what I did was I said, okay. So here's an athlete who does a lot of running. He takes a lot of punishment. He's a hybrid back, you know, which is a running back, fullback, speed, power, going up against 350-plus defensive linemen, and he's, you know, 245, 250. You know, you're going to take some punishment. And you get 3 of those guys, that's 900 pounds landing on you, you know, while you're running the ball. So what we did is we got him in the best shape possible. Like he said, he knows how to breathe like a fighter. In the ring, you know, within a 3 minute round, you have only 60 seconds to catch your breath. And if you've thrown over 1,000 punches or 500 punches in one round, you know, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
So Mike knows how to breathe like a fighter, like a champion, and he doesn't need the oxygen anymore. Unless maybe he's playing in Denver, I don't know. The altitude there's crazy. but on top of all of that, on top of his strength conditioning, it brought a whole nother mental aspect to his game. He's used to going heads up, but he's not used to being punched at 100 times, 30 times a round, 40 times a round, because he not only just does the cardio aspect, he also spars too with heavyweights. And I mean, he's a boxer. Don't get it twisted. He is a boxer too. He can box, but football's his occupation.
Do you have any other loves in the sports world? Like, I think one time we had talked and you were speaking something about basketball being.
Yeah, I love playing basketball, but God blessed me with being 5'9" instead of 6'3". So I mean, I've always been good at football. I was pretty good at basketball, but in high school I had to make a decision: do I stick with football or do I try to do both? So I just dedicated everything I had to football, and obviously it paid off. So
what was that point where you were like, this is where I have to go now? Did you have a lot of interest in high school from college basketball teams?
No, not at all. I mean, but I love playing basketball. All my friends played basketball. The guys that I hung out with, the guys that I love, the guys that I still talk to today, all played on my basketball team. And AAU, all play AAU together. We played football together. We played baseball together. We played everything together growing up. So I just wanted to be around my friends. I love playing basketball, and I was good too. But my sophomore year, I played junior varsity basketball, and then coming on my junior year, the head basketball coach, he said, you're by far the best football player that we have trying out, but I don't have any room for you on my varsity team, so you have to play JV. And at that point, I already had scholarship offers from Furman, Georgia Southern, different schools as a junior in high school. So I was like, do I take a chance and play junior varsity again, which I really didn't want to do, or do I hit the books, hit the weight room, continue to build and be better at football? So I made a decision to stop playing basketball and just focus completely on football.
Wow. And in your training, did you see a lot of NFL players that have followed your lead as far as training boxing in the off season or anything like that, or are you unique to the sport?
I would say probably some guys try it, but nobody does it to the extent that I do. I mean, that's league wide. I've brought a few guys in, and they've either quit or said, "Oh yeah, I'll be back tomorrow," and never heard from them again, or said it, or just flat out told the truth. Like it's just not for me. It's not the type of workout that I need, which I don't understand. But at the same time, to each his own.
Yeah.
You do what you do to get you ready, and I'm gonna continue to do this to make sure I'm ready.
And in your training with Dale, what's the hardest thing that you've come across?
The Green Monster.
The Green Monster.
The Green Monster. It's a hill down in Royal Park down here, and it's, I would say, 75, 80 yards long, and it's probably a 50-60% incline.
Wow.
Like it's tough. And up top there's a playground up top, and there is a wood beam, and we have to run up the hill, touch the wood beam. We probably do it between 8 and 12 times. Wow. But the hard part is when you run up the hill, your legs are shot. When you come back, you still got to flurry. You still got to do machine guns on the mitts and wait till the next guy comes. It's just man.
So it's a big cardio combo with boxing.
It's strength and it's the definition of strength and conditioning at the same time.
And how'd you come up with that, Dale?
Well, we added a twist though this year. We used to take. I used to have these law enforcement fighters that they compete in a charity, a fundraiser for another gym out here, and it's called Battle of the Badges. And what happened was we created a little conditioning thing because their thing was they never fought before, but they only had 4 months to it's kind of like a crash course in boxing. I don't want to say that it was like boxing because in order to be a real boxer, even in the amateurs, you need at least 8 months to a year before you can compete, even at your first fight. So what we did is we created a system. With Mike, we did the same regimen that we did with our fighters, but then this past off-season workout, we changed it up. I added vertical runs, we added resistant bands, and now he's running up with a 70-pound sled tied behind him. And full-on sprint. So it got a little funner. It's called.
It got fun for him. Let's say that.
We call it a field trip, the Green Monster, and just yesterday I took a couple of our undefeated fighters out of the gym here, Antonio Roscoe and Miguel Zurdo, to do it for the first time, and they were smiling in the beginning, but at the end of the day, it was no more smiles.
No, so it's pretty good for melting anything off the body that you don't need there. You want to wait. And,
for sure.
And build those thighs. And
I can remember I guess it was 2 or 3 years ago, we took myself. I've already been used to it, so we took myself, another one of my teammates, Cam Thomas, and Ogembe Nwaba, we call him OG. We all went out there, and Cam, it was his first time. So he had on a sweatshirt, the sweat jacket, long pants. I'm like, you might want to take that off, bro. He's like, no, I'm good. By the second hill, he was peeling it off. He was about to die. It was so funny, man.
Yeah, that was funny. I warned him.
Well, was there one day specifically that you just felt like exhausted, like I can't do this?
Like during the workout?
You're pretty much a machine. You just kind of barrel.
I ain't gonna say I'm a machine, but like when I'm in the gym, I'm here to work. Myself being in shape is the reason why my kids eat every day. This is the reason why my mom's house is paid for, my sister's house is paid for. So, when I get up in the morning and I make that 35-minute drive down here, I'm not gonna do it for nothing. I got a mouthpiece that we had made that says IDGT, and that stands for I don't get tired. So,
that's a good philosophy.
I just if you see me slowing down and I do this, that's me telling myself to get right.
Nice.
I don't get tired. That's my philosophy that I try to maintain that throughout.
And at this point in the off season, I know you've been going back and forth to Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you guys at right now in the off season? Have you guys team met?
Well, we met as a team from mid-April to mid-June. And everybody, including coaches and staff, everybody got the last month off. But next Thursday on the 30th, we're going at it for the season. So just here fine-tuning. I'm already where I want to be weight-wise. But just fine-tuning, making sure my wind is going to stay strong. Make sure my muscles are healthy and ready to go. And, just enjoying California weather before I get back to brutal North Carolina.
What do you see, what's your focus as far as doing things differently for this season versus last season? I know you went through some injury.
I think, I'm a guy that's always had a rhythm, had a routine. So I'm going to stick to the same rhythm and routine I've had. But, I definitely want to come out and be more aggressive. Last year I wasn't really as aggressive as I normally am. And that was because I broke my leg, in the third game of the season. So coming back off of that, I was a little bit shaky, a little bit worried, not trusting. But, working with this guy and knowing that he's gotten me ready and I've worked hard enough to be ready, I don't have any doubts, any reservations. I'm ready to go and turn back into the beast that I've always been.
Nice. Are you working with any other NFL players still?
Currently, no. I off and on with DJ Fluker, the Chargers. He comes in once in a while, mixes it up a little bit. He hasn't had a chance to work with this guy yet. I was kind of hoping he would, so that good workmanship would rub off. But Cam Thomas came in a few times this off season. And that's pretty much it for right now. For this season, it's been kind of quiet for some people. There's Chargers moving and not moving. And I think everybody's scattered right now with that whole thing. But Mike said you asked him a question, about has he ever been, like I can't work today, I can't do this. And within the almost 6 years that we've been working together, I don't remember one day that he's actually said I can't do this today. At the same time, though, we have a saying in here too. We have a lot of sayings in here, and one of our big saying is "Stay ready, be ready." So if you're ready, if you're always ready,
you'll always be ready.
You'll always be ready.
Ready,
and that stands for boxing. It should stand for any sport, to be honest with you, especially where there's more than one player, because in boxing, if you're a contender looking for a world championship fight and you have that ability or that potential to be one, You need to be ready to go because someone gets hurt, they pull out, and they go, hey, we need you to come in here and fight for the world title. Are you ready? So if you're not ready, you can't do it. So stay ready, be ready. He's a hybrid running back. If their running back, their halfback goes out, Mike's the man. And he is also the man when it comes to a fullback too. So, stay ready, be ready is something that we really push in this gym a lot. He actually came up with the saying himself, and we pound that all the time in here. And I don't remember any days that this guy has come in here and just said I can't do it. I've pushed him to his limits.
Past.
Yeah. You guys ever squabble about that?
A little bit past. There's some days that he'll maybe I should do that. No, we're gonna do it. And okay, and that's it. By far, out of all the professional athletes I've worked with, this guy his work ethics are set apart from anybody else that I've worked with. Not to downplay anyone, that all these other professionals, they're great athletes as well. But it's just I've never worked with someone that wants to just, not only get to that Pro Bowl level where he's been, but stay there. And it's tough. Once you get to the top of the mountain, and when any sport, we're in a world title, a world championship, a Super Bowl ring or whatnot, to do it again, it's tough. Or to stay there, it's tough, but that's his mentality. So that makes my job way easy.
So you have a good base of discipline, I can tell.
Yeah.
Just from seeing you out on the field. I remember we were at El Toyan shooting you, and you had been talking to Frank, my partner, about a time when your mother had, I think you were failing in math, or you had some issues with your math class, and she stood by you. I mean, I could see you have a good foundation in the home life, and then as well as in the gym. You have good people around you. I know Dale. It must be tough for you to talk to an NFL player and really put your foot down and say this is what we're going to do, and to have them follow that lead and then to see some success at the end of that. So I commend you guys for that.
Appreciate it. I mean, it's not a lot of like him putting his foot down saying, well, this is what we're going to do. This is what you got to do. This is a partnership. Like you said, we're married every off season. I see him sometimes more than I see my wife.
It's true. It's scary.
But, I mean, he says, okay, Mike, we got 4 tire flips run, 4 tire flips run, 4 tire flips run. And then he goes, you ready? And I go, no. You ready to do it? No. Well, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But I like mess with him saying, like, no, I ain't ready, but I'm going to do it, But I don't think there's never been any, like, hostility between us,
That's good.
Even inside the gym, outside the gym, whether it's, us working together as boxing trainer, athlete, or friends on the golf course, and betting on putts and chip shots, or or him selling my house for me. We've always had a type of relationship where we're open with each other, and whether it be personal life or professional life, we've always been open. And so I think that's really what helps our relationship as professional athlete and trainer, because we know each other. Like, he knows what I need to be better, and he knows that if something's going on with him, he can come talk to me and we can just talk it out.
Yeah,
as friends, we're friends too.
And the other athletes that I've trained as well, never had any head butting with them at all. None of them. The only difference is that this guy trains 6 days a week. The other guys, are hit and miss. Now, OG, when he was still playing in the NFL, he was here with him. He would come at least 4 to 5 days a week, and he was here, and he got so much better with everything. I mean, to watch that guy evolve, he looked like a big heavyweight boxer as well. I mean, his coordination got better, his flexibility was better, stamina by far was better. Unfortunately, his position it's stacked, so he's no longer in the NFL. But that's the difference, though. The difference is that I know he's going to be here, and if he's not, he'll tell me, I'm running late. Okay, I actually can't make it. I forgot I had an appointment. All right, that's fine. We'll make it up. But remember, off season, 6 days a week. That's a dedicated man right there. Dedicated not only to supporting his family first and foremost, but to the people that pay him as well.
Yeah,
so it just shows his dedication.
Yeah, we work out. Well, we start at 9, and I'm here 8:30, 8:45 every morning, just so I can warm up. So when he gets here at 9, we can go. So. I like getting everything out of it. You know, I'm dead tired when I get home, but you know, give me 20, 30 minutes to relax, and then Daddy Jungle Gym is what I call it. 'Cause my kids are all over me.
It's a whole other workout. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's tough. How much longer do you see yourself in the NFL?
Man, they're going to have to kick me out, scratching me.
You're going George Foreman. You're going to go to 50.
Man, as long as I can play and play at the level that I think is, you know, of the caliber of my level that I'm accustomed to, sky's the limit. You know, I definitely think I got 5 or 6, you know, Pro Bowl caliber years left. And then after that, you know, if somebody wants to give me a shot or if I can just continue to play and be a dominant force in a certain role, you know, for a team, then I'm all about it, you know. Obviously, I want to retire a Panther, but you never know what this league is. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day. You know, like I tell people all the time, you know, I've been in 2 great franchises so far, you know, and while I was here in San Diego, I saw the best player, arguably in franchise history, be released. So it can happen to me too.
Who's that?
LT.
LT.
You know, so I played with LT. I saw him get released. You know, and in Carolina, I saw the best player, arguably in franchise history, there get released, in Steve Smith. So you know, it can happen to anybody. If it can happen to those 2 guys, it can happen to anybody. So, I mean, I'm definitely going to be ready to play, and we'll just see what happens.
Are you like the players' player? I mean, do a lot of rookies and the younger guys, they look up to you, they listen to you?
I think so. You know, because I'm the jokester, I'm the clown, so they know that they can come to me and we can have a good time, and I can tell them the right way. You know, like I've got 2 rookies right now in my running back room in Carolina, Lee Ward, who's out of Stanford, and Cameron Artis-Payne, who's out of Auburn. And they come to me all the time asking me, so what do we do right here? What do we do this? You know, and I'll tell them, like, I don't, like some guys, veteran guys, older guys, they get that rite of passage thing where, like, we play the same position. I'm not going to tell you what to do so you can come take my job, you know? I'm not that type, you know. I got my opportunity, you know, when I got here, and I got words of wisdom from LT and Lorenzo Neal and Darren Sproles and Andrew Pinnock. I got, you know what I'm saying, treated that way. So I want to be the type of player that treats the other guys the same.
That's the best approach, you know, in anything in life. I mean, a lot of times people are scared to lose their job, but if you're good and you're prepared, you know, you'll be ready, stay ready.
If you do your job, you won't lose your job.
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Do you foresee yourself down the road, like in any kind of management position or coaching? Have you considered that, or wait, are you going to go to boxing? Are you coming back to go to boxing?
It's
both.
Yeah, because my ultimate dream, if football didn't work, was to be a football coach. But seeing what they go through day in and day out, like the football coaches in the NFL put in more hours and time than we do as players. So I definitely want to do that. I'll probably do like high school coaching, but my son wants to box. My little girl wants to box. You know, I got the perfect facility to bring him to learn the right way to box. You know, it's not by happenstance that you have guys like Mario Lopez come in, Oscar De La Hoya, Canelo, those guys that come in and see the type of work that these guys do here. So we got the perfect place. So I'm definitely gonna be involved in.
I think when you walk in here, you get what you see. You know, there's nothing, there's no hidden agenda. It's just it's all on the table. It's all honesty, and it's a good foundation here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a family-oriented, you know, gym. You know, it starts with Carlos Sr. to Junior to David to Mike, everybody. You know, we're all family here. You know, like I love the fact that I can walk in and I can be treated just like a normal person that's taking an 8 o'clock class, and I'm taking a private session. Like, everybody know who I am, but nobody treats me like I'm a superstar. You know, we're all family.
Did you get that back in Carolina? You get a lot of that? Like,
I mean, I do. You know, I get because you know the South is a Southern hospitality type place. You know, everybody's real polite and real. Excuse me, sir, this and that. But you know, I get occasional fans that want a picture or autograph. But I mean, it's something that I don't really care for the fame. I mean, it comes with the territory, but at the same time, you know, with a helmet on, people can't really recognize what you look like. So.
Yeah, I was watching this Amy Winehouse documentary on her life, and that fame seemed to kill her. I mean, it's just, she said, I would give it up just to be able to walk down the street and not have anybody. talk to me. So
I can remember a point in time when I was here in San Diego, and we had a preseason game. So a few of us, the fellas, went to the mall before the preseason game just to kind of, just chill. And it was myself, LT, Darren Sproles, Jacob Hester, and we're walking, and then all you start seeing is eyes and whispers, and then a crowd forming behind us. And I'm a rookie at the time, so I know they weren't there for me. And then it's just like, okay. Then you see security guards coming, and it's like, wow, okay. So LT was like, okay, it's time to go, fella. But I mean, it's something like, I can probably guarantee you, he probably couldn't go anywhere in San Diego without signing autographs, taking pictures, and I don't want that kind of fame,
But it's like that with him a lot too. This guy, out here, he built the name of San Diego. Fans love Mike Tolbert out here.
Yeah, I know everybody I talk to about you, they're like the Charger, and I'm always like, no, he's a Panthers, but they always consider you a Charger.
Yeah.
He's one of the few, believe it or not. I mean, I've been a Charger fan since I was a kid. I'm born and raised here, and Mike's one of the few. Mike is one of the few that didn't get like dissed on, so to speak, when he went to another team, is because they know that in his heart he really wanted to be here still, but unfortunately, the business opportunity was different, so he took what he felt was the better plan or better option for his family. So, but I mean, they love him out here, man.
That's what happens in San Diego franchise in sports.
But see, San Diego, like the fans, they know the real story.
Yeah.
Like I tried to sign back here. I was headed up to the office to sign my contract, and the team decided to do other things.
That's too bad. So what do you guys? What are you guys doing like moving forward? I mean, you guys are working on 6 years, you said. Mm-hmm. So with Crossbox, is this going to be something big you guys are going to do?
I mean, well, we got plans to turn it into a movement, but we're waiting to kind of put it all together. So, let's say he's got plans to turn it into a movement, and I'm gonna ride his coattail.
It's in the works right now, so to speak. I think that the formula is already, it's a proven formula by far at the highest level that you can get. And if you've never done boxing before at the level that he's taking it to now, because he's a boxer now and a football player, then it's something that you got to try. It's not for everyone. Like boxing is not for everyone to get in there and actually, spar and then compete and try to go. That's not for everyone. But the workout that Crossbox brings to the table is for everyone. One of our other sayings with Crossbox is you don't have to be a fighter to train like one. So you can still train like the world champions do, but not get beat up and black eyes and busted nose and stuff. It's a great workout and a good confidence builder, and it'll definitely strengthen you, from head to toe.
Now, I've seen you on the heavy bags and watching you talk to him or giving him advice on how to turn his feet cut, and that can apply to football, when you're running. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, like hitting the bag is tough, but he's taught me how to create angles. And I can do the same thing on the football field. If a guy's coming at me, that's like the heavy bag coming back down after hitting him with a few jabs. You got to create an angle, get around the bag. Give him half, just like excuse me. Like in football, the guy's coming at you. You don't hit him head on. You give him half your body to tackle. You make him try to make an arm tackle instead of a form tackle. So I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
So you ever go toe to toe on the field with anybody?
Oh yeah. Have you watched any tape? I do it all the time. I mean, not necessarily that I.
No, I mean, I'm sorry.
I have to, but I do it all the time.
Let me rephrase that to where you had to apply what you've learned in the gym on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, we played the New Orleans Saints this past year in New Orleans, and one of the guys pushed Cam, and a big fight broke out, and all I can remember was just throwing body shots because I was in the middle of the pile, and I'm the shortest one on the field, and I was just throwing body shots, and everybody with a black jersey on, boom, that's all I kept hearing.
I remember Sunday night, his last year here with the Chargers, and Chargers Raiders. That's going to be good and evil, till football's done.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that there was a little mix. There was a lot of fights that game, and Mike was in the middle of one. Now, I didn't see what had happened with him, but all I heard was the announcers. That's the wrong guy to mess with. He's a boxer on the off season. Have you seen that guy hit? You know, I was like, oh my gosh, man. It was funny. What was funny was even the announcers like knew what he did off season. So,
what was one of the climaxes of your career? Like one moment that you were just like, this is what it's all about.
Like football wise?
Yes.
I would say my last year here, we played Minnesota in the season opener, and you know all the talk was I mean, don't get it twisted. Adrian Peterson is by far one of the best running backs in my era of football, but all the talk was Adrian Peterson. What is he going to do this year? What is he going to do? And you know, we held them to probably 78, 90 yards rushing, and I had like 130, 3 touchdowns. Like, and after the game, he came up to me. He was like, "You a beast, man," and that just like solidified it in my mind. You know, so like, I knew I was good. You know, and I knew I could play the game. But when the best running back, arguably in our era of football, comes up to me and says, "You a beast," like, I'd love to have you on my team type.
Wow.
You know, that solidified.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. You know what? I was real proud of this guy in that game because that was my first year training him. You know, because I believe that was right. If I'm not mistaken, Mike, that was during the lockout.
Yep.
And we did a lot of 2-a-day training things because he didn't know what was going to happen. Well, he knew he had a spot somewhere, but he wasn't sure. So they did. What was that called again? What they do with you guys?
Tender.
A tender on him. So, you know, he was good for that year with them. But we trained so hard. I mean, hard. 2-a-days, and they were no joke. We were talking 2 hours, one session, and then, you know, get a 3-hour, 4-hour break, and then come back 2 hours, another session from field to the boxing gym. You know, we were in and out, and to go watch that game live and watch him score them 3 touchdowns, including a pass he caught for a touchdown. I was like, it all paid off, man, because he talking about beast mode. I mean, that should have been beast mode. He should have been the OG beast mode, not what's his name for the Seattle Seahawks, because he was beast mode back then.
Wow. Yeah. I was gonna ask you something. So do you have anything coming up in the boxing world? I mean, are you fighting anytime soon? I mean, outside of the season?
That's the silent question.
No, nothing.
Well, see, what we're gonna do is we're not gonna talk about it because we can cut on that. I don't want you to get in trouble for no. I mean, I'm not worried about the NFL or my team or nothing like that. I'm worried about my wife.
Oh, your wife.
That's why it was a silent question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want her to have a conniption. But we're working on. You know, I just started a foundation, so we're working on putting something together after the season is over with to do maybe like a golf tournament, boxing conjunction with a football camp. Fitness athletic. You
want to talk about your foundation a little bit?
Yeah, we can. You know, after the season. So, and I may be the headliner for the boxing, but I don't know yet.
That'd be good. That's a new thing for foundations, huh?
Yeah, but my foundation is called the Tolbert Family Spade Foundation. Spade stands for single parenting and developing education. You know, I'm a product of a single parent home. You know, and my mom was all about developing education. The more school you can get through, the better off your life will be. So, like, my mom's in school right now getting another degree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's 52, 53, something like that.
Oh.
You know? So, I mean, it's all about helping single parents, you know, helping kids develop education. And, you know, just being able to give back to the community. You know, we've got a few events that we're working on coordinating right now, planning. You know, we're going to do a back-to-school drive. We're going to do Thanksgiving, feed the homeless. You know, we're going to do a turkey giveaway, you know, toy drive for the kids at Christmas time. You know, some different things that I didn't have the privilege of going to when I was a kid that I could have benefited from.
How many years has it been in your foundation been up?
We actually just started.
You just started?
Just started a few months ago. See, I'm going to tell you how it came about. You know, I've always been a firm believer in the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, right? So I've always questioned why I've been so blessed. My mom working so hard to put food on the table, so I didn't have to, do the wrong things in the streets. Going to school, getting good grades, being favored to get scholarships to go to school. Being picked up as a free agent in San Diego, getting opportunities. So I've always, wondered and questioned why I've been so blessed. Why I've gotten so many blessings. So one day, last off season, we talked about it, and I was like, I don't know. And he said, pray on it. So I prayed on it for a couple months straight. Every day I was just praying like, God, give me a reason why you blessed me so much. And then one day during the season, it came to me. The name for the foundation, the reason for helping, and I just had to put the steps in order to get it going. So we're legit now, and it's time to get started. It's time to start giving back. This is the reason why God's given me so many blessings. So many trials and tribulations I've been through. This is the reason that I'm here. I got to let my story be told and let my money help. The kids that I didn't have the type of help. So I want to be able to help the next Mike Tolbert or the next Dale Sullivan or the next anybody that wants to make something of themselves but don't have an alley. I want to give them that alley to say, okay, this guy did it, or we can do it this way. So
that's great, man. That's what life's about. Like you said, questioning God about your blessings. I do it all the time with my children. I wonder how I got to this point. At one point we're all single men and we think we're invincible. We're gonna do them, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's an amazing thing and you're blessed to have that foundation, which is an awesome thing.
That capped it off. Like kids capped it off because a lot of people don't know. I was born with a nickel-sized hole in my heart, so I had to stay in the hospital for like 3 weeks. My mom couldn't touch me. I couldn't go home. They said that I probably wouldn't live past 5 years old. I wouldn't be able to play any sports because I couldn't exert myself that much. So for me to be at this level now, that's what really elevates me to question and to pray on it. Like why me? Why me? Why me, Lord? So now I know, because he came to me, he told me like, this is what you need to do.
This is the purpose.
Yeah. This is why.
You know what God told him? Why not you?
There you go.
Yeah, right? Well, it's good to sit here with you, and I really appreciate you giving me some time. I know
absolutely.
You guys had a pretty big workout this morning, and like I said, I really appreciate you sitting down and giving me a little bit of time, and it's a pleasure knowing you. I feel blessed to sit in your presence, both of you guys. You guys
Thank you.
Are very
Likewise.
good people,
very much, man.
and I have a lot of respect for you. And I wish you luck this season, and look forward to seeing you guys work out more here at the gym. I've come by from time to time, but thank you once again. And where can we contact you guys, or if fans want to follow you?
Well, man, anybody want to follow me? I'm on Twitter at Mike Tolbert 35 is my handle. I'm on Instagram as well at Yogi the Great 35, YOGIDAGREAT 35. That's me.
Dale?
Yeah, I have a Facebook. It's under Dale Sullivan. I also have a Crossbox Facebook page, and Instagram's under Magic's House. That was an old radio name, Magic. It's under Magic's House, and you can see a lot of the Crossbox stuff there as well.
Yeah, follow him there, and like I said, once again, thank you so much for your time. And this is Timoteus Foe for the Friends vs. Foes podcast. We'll be back ASAP, hopefully. Follow us at friendsversusfoes.com. That's www.friendsvsfoes.com. Thank you so much, and good luck this season.
I appreciate it, man. Panther Pride. Stand up, Panther Nation. Let's get it.
Keep pounding.
All right.